Hi, this is an exam revision video to support students studying Cutting Edge Elementary, Unit 8. In this unit we studied grammar, the past simple in negative form and question form, and the vocabulary we studied was adjectives to describe stories and entertainment. Let's begin with adjectives to describe stories. So the example we can use is from the cinema. So we have different types of movies that you watch in the cinema: action, comedy, scary movies. Some adjectives to describe: you could have boring, which is what's going on for this guy here. Enjoyable. This could be a few of the pictures, it depends what you like. Exciting. Notice we use a C, not an S. Exciting. I would say this one here is quite exciting, maybe an action movie. Fast moving. So a movie that is quick with a lot of speed. Then we have frightening. It's another word for scary. Maybe this girl here, well, all of them to be honest, think that this is frightening. Notice the spelling. We have G and a H in this word, frightening. Funny. So when you're laughing, this is what's happening here. Happy. Again, it could be this one here, makes you smile. Romantic. Possibly this one here where it's a bit emotional. And then we have sad. That's definitely what's happening here. This girl is crying. Serious. It could be this one again. When you're not laughing, it's the opposite. And slow. So maybe for this guy again, when he's fallen asleep, there's not much happening in the movie, it is slow. So these are all the adjectives that you have to describe stories. Try to remember the meaning and the spelling and the pronunciation of each. Try to find some opposites. So fast moving and slow is an opposite. Funny is an opposite to frightening and serious, I would say. Happy and sad are opposites. And then we have enjoyable, exciting. The opposite is boring. Okay, so here are the adjectives. So let's look at the past simple negative form. In previous units we studied past simple positive, so the ed and the irregulars, and we also studied was and were. So now we'll look at the negative, but before we do, let's just recap the other forms. Here we have Sheikh Zayed. Sheikh Zayed was the first ruler of the UAE. Was is in the past. Sheikh Zayed died in 2004. ED is in the past. Sheikh Zayed drove a Rolls-Royce car. Drove is drive in the past, and it's irregular. And here in the picture we have him with one of his nice Rolls-Royce cars. So this is the past simple positive form. The negative is different. So the same sentences, the same verbs, but different things. Let's see. Sheikh Zayed wasn't the first ruler of Abu Dhabi. He was the first ruler of the UAE, but he wasn't the first ruler of Abu Dhabi. There were many rulers before him. Sheikh Zayed didn't die in 1994. So this means not 1994, he died in 2004. And Sheikh Zayed didn't drive a motorbike. Maybe he had one, who knows, but I don't think he did. He really liked his cars, so I'm going to put the sentence, Sheikh Zayed didn't drive a motorbike. So that's what these mean. We just add not to make it negative. But there's different ways to form it. So let's look at the form. Of course, to be, which is was, were, is different. So we're going to look at that first. If we want to say the negative of was, were, we just add nt. Wasn't, weren't. Just be careful here, just one quick sidestep. The way we pronounce it is like this. We don't spell it like this, but the way we pronounce it, we say wasn't and weren't. We don't say weren't. weren't is how you say it. You weren't. Then we have regular and irregular, died and drove. But notice that in the negative, there is no regular and irregular. It's the same. It is didn't die, didn't drive. Here is what some people think it is. Didn't died, didn't drove. But you don't need these pasts because we know it's the past because of didn't. So this is wrong. Okay, so that is the past simple negative when you form a sentence. Now let's look at the vocabulary of entertainment. So before we looked at adjectives, now entertainment is things you do in your free time. You can stay in at your home or you can go out with your friends to different places. So let's look at staying in first. We have cook dinner for friends, which is happening in this picture. Watch a DVD at home. The book is a bit old. I would just say watch a movie at home. Play computer games. So we have people playing computer games. You could just say gaming. A lot of people like that. Download music. So download is when you take some music from internet websites like Spotify or iTunes. And then of course, the old favorite, read a book. Then we have going out. So here in this picture we have go out for dinner. Notice you can stay in for dinner, but this person is going out to a restaurant. Go to a party, go to a concert, which is what could be happening in this picture. Go for a walk. Some good exercise. Notice the spelling of walk. We have an L, but you don't hear the L. Walk. Go to the cinema. Go to the theatre, go to a musical. So these are quite similar. In this picture here, I would say we've got a theatre or a musical. A theatre, and the difference between theatre and musical is just how much music there is. Theatre is often just speaking and talking, whereas musical you would have the same but with lots of music behind it. And cinema, of course, is a movie. Okay, so try to remember all these words for entertainment. And then the final point of this unit was the past simple question form. So we've done positive, we've done negative, now let's look at the question form. Here we have a man, looks like he's finished a holiday and his family is there to see him. Question for him, did you have a good holiday? Other questions, where did you stay on holiday? Was the weather good? How was the hotel? So these are questions in the past because his holiday is finished. So he's back at home now. They're asking him about the holiday. So notice the forms. Did you have? Did you stay? Was the weather? Was the hotel? So let's look at the form. Again, to be is always different. So let's start with that. To be is was, then the subject. We can also have a question word like how. So the positive, the weather was good, the hotel was good. The question, was the weather good? How was the hotel? So we put was before the subject. Notice in this one, the weather was good. We've put was before the subject. Then look at the other sentences, the normal verbs. It's did, subject, verb. So regular past, irregular past. I stayed in a hotel in Paris. I had a good holiday. So here we have ed and here we have irregular. The question, where did you stay on holiday? Did you have a good holiday? So we put the did before the subject and we put the verb without ed or irregular past. Same like we did for negative, it's the same in questions. Did you have, not did you had. Did you stay, not did you stayed on holiday. So let's look at some answers. Did you have a good holiday? The short answer, yes, I did. No, I didn't. We don't just say no and yes. Where'd you stay on holiday? Paris. You give an answer to this. Was the weather good? Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Again, we don't give just yes or no. How was the hotel? So I'm using a question word here. Good. So there's many different ways to answer that. Just let's quickly take a look at question words that you could use. Common ones. What? Where? When? What time? These ones you would put before, at the start of the question. You could also have who, why, how, which. There are a few other question words, but these are just some common ones that you see in this unit. Okay, so that's the past simple question form. And in this unit, we studied the grammar of past simple negatives and past simple questions. And the vocabulary we studied was adjectives to describe stories and entertainment. So the next time you do have a fun weekend, you will be able to ask questions about it and say the things that didn't happen on your weekend. All right, thank you.